Hi everybody, welcome back to Villainous Psychology, the madman's guide to healing. Alright guys, this week we're going to talk about self-perception, the way we see ourselves, the way a lot of us look at ourselves and how we feel about ourselves, because I know I'm not the only one out there that just looks at themselves with complete and utter loathing. I mean just loathing. I don't like what I see in the mirror. I don't like what I am when I wake up in the day. I just don't like myself. I don't see myself as having any kind of self-worth or value or anything really to offer people. So I go out of my way to try and do things for other people, to try and make myself available for other people, to concentrate on other people's problems, because it takes away from me looking at myself and concentrating on myself and how much dislike I have for myself inside. So I spend most of my days concentrating on others because I just don't want to concentrate on myself and think about those thoughts that I have within me about just how useless I am. So, you know, that's something that I have, and because I have those thoughts and those feelings inside of myself, I automatically assume that if I can't find self-worth in myself, if I can't find any value in myself, if I have nothing to offer anybody else, then that must be the way that everybody else sees me as well. They must see me for how useless I am, for how little value I have, that I have nothing to offer anybody. But then I'm just this empty husk. I'm this shell. I'm this nothingness. That has to be the way other people see me, because that's my reality. That's my reality. That's the reality that I've created about myself. So if that is the reality that I've created, then that's the only reality that exists. So if that's the only reality that exists, not only does that reality exist for me, it exists for everybody. In everybody else's reality, I am useless. In everybody else's reality, I have no value to offer, because that's the reality that I've built for myself. And I use that as an excuse. I use that as a reason to kind of wall myself off, to keep myself away from other people, because I know that I have nothing to offer them, and eventually they're going to see that same thing. They're going to realize that same thing, and they're going to just walk away and abandon me. They're going to just leave, because why would they stay? Most relationships are built on give and take. If I have nothing to give, then I only have to take. And who wants somebody in their life that only can take and has nothing to give in return? Well, that's just a parasitic relationship right there. Which then gives me more reason to even loathe myself even more, because then I'm just a parasite. This just proves it. I have nothing to offer. All I am doing is taking and taking and taking. So again, I go out of my way to make sure that I can give, make sure that I can concentrate on others, make sure that I don't have to look at myself, that I never have to look in the mirror, that I never have to face my own fears, my own loathing, my own hate for myself, because it's always there. It never goes away. So the only thing I can do is to run to other people's problems, to other people's troubles, and try and help them as much as humanly possible, because I'm trying to atone for things. I'm trying to make up for sins and wrongdoings that I have imagined. I've imposed this self-torture, this self-punishment of just, no, you've done wrong, but I don't even know what that wrong is, but I know that it's there, and I need to make up for it somehow. I need to atone for those sins. I need to. I have to. Because that's the other thing. I had a discussion the other day about somebody with religion and whatnot, and they asked me if I was religious, and I said, yes I am. Yes I am. Because believe it or not, guys, I am religious. I am religious. But here's the thing. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to hell. Pretty sure I'm going to hell. And there's nothing really I can do about that. No matter how much I say I'm sorry, no matter how much I ask for forgiveness, no matter how much I lay down and I just throw myself at the mercy of God, I don't believe that deep down inside of me, I actually believe all those I'm sorries, that I actually mean I'm all those I'm sorries, all those forgive me's, all those throwing myself down and humbling myself and just asking for forgiveness. I don't know if deep down in my heart, in my soul, I actually mean it. I don't know, guys, because that's the thing. That's the thing. You go back to your childhood and you got in trouble and you said you're sorry and you asked for forgiveness and you threw yourself down at the mercy of your parents. Did you actually do that because you meant you were sorry, or did you do it because you were afraid of the punishment? Because I'm going to tell you 99.99% of the time, you were afraid of the punishment, guys. You were afraid of the punishment. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. With me, I've seen hell. I've seen hell. And like I tell people that all the time, like I don't call myself religious because I had that same experience of other people, of finding God, of having that moment of clarity, of finding that peace within myself. No, I had the opposite. I had the opposite. I found the devil. I found the devil. I found demons. I saw what hell is like, guys. I saw what hell is like. And in my mind, if something that evil exists, if something that bleak exists, then there has to be an opposite. There has to be, because that's just how things work. That's just how things work. And unfortunately, because of the outlook I have on myself, I am convinced beyond a shadow of a doubt that I am beyond redemption, that I am beyond saving. There is no ticket into heaven for me. That is the way I perceive myself. That is the reality that I've beaten into my head. So if that's the reality that I see in my own self, how can that not be everybody else's reality? How can that not be the way everybody else is seeing me? Man, that's something I need to get over, because again, I know there's people in my life that love me. I know there's people in my life that care for me, because they go out of their way to prove it to me every single day, because they are there to help me, because they are there to give, which makes me feel bad, because again, I'm that taker. I'm that taker. So I go out of my way to make sure I can do everything I can for them. I just need to prove to myself and convince myself that I'm worthy of that love, that I'm worthy of that trust and compassion. And I know that's going to be hard. I know that's going to be hard for myself, and I know that's going to be hard for everybody else to do. But that's something we all need to work on, because it's true. It's true. There are people in our lives that do care about us. There are people in our lives that do go out of their way to make sure we're okay and taken care of. And they don't have to do those things. They really don't. And the fact that they do proves that they love us. We just have to be willing to accept that love. But in order to accept love from others, we have to love ourselves first. That's the first hurdle, guys. That's the first hurdle, is loving yourself. Getting past that hate that we have within. And man, that's going to be a hard thing for me to do, because that's been my whole life. That's been my whole life. But the thing is, I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone in those feelings. I know I'm not alone in those thoughts. I know I'm not alone in those ideas and those emotions. It's not just me. And that at least gives me some sort of solace, some sort of comfort. Because that's the biggest thing, guys, is nobody wants to be alone. Who wants to be alone? Nobody wants to be alone. It's everybody's greatest fear is to die alone. That's my biggest fear. It's not what comes after. Hell doesn't scare me. My life has been hell. It's going there alone. It's leaving this world alone. That's what scares me. That's what scares me, guys. So again, I want everybody out there to remember right now you are not alone in those feelings and those thoughts and those ideas, in that perception that you have of yourself. Because I guarantee you, almost everybody feels that way about themselves. They're just hiding it. It's a mask. Because I mask my feelings every single day that I go out, that I talk to people, that I have that smile on my face, that I make those jokes that I make, that I do the things that I do. It's to hide the fear. It's to hide the fear of being alone. But we're really not. We're really not. Alright, guys. If you have anything to say, please say it down in the comments. If anybody ever needs anybody to talk to about any of these things, just remember, you're not alone, and I'm here. You can reach out. You can reach out. Please, guys, also, please subscribe. I have a lot of other things that I need to say that I think a lot of people are feeling. Please comment below. Please like. Please share. And yeah. Just please remember, none of us are alone. Alright, guys. Until next time, I'll see you then.